Hello everybody, welcome to One Perspective. My name is Brett and this channel is about solitude, solo tent camping, solo glamping, just getting away and getting some me time. Now right now we are located in the Middle Peninsula of Virginia in the Mobjack Bay. It's 3:40 p.m. and it is about 66 degrees, but it feels a little cooler. The wind is blowing. It feels good right now, but the temps are going down tonight. It's going to rain a little bit and the wind will pick up. So I am at this site. It's called the Meadows Primitive Campground. You can check them out on HipCamp. I want to thank my host for letting me film here today. But with that being said, let's get started. All right, now this is campsite number 3. Now I originally picked this campsite to go with, but no one else is here today, so the host told me I can have my pick of whatever I want. And I think I'm leaning to campsite number 2. This one's cool. It's got some lights that hang overhead. It's got a little bit of a solar panel here, so it lights it all up at night. This is a nice, cozy, compacted campsite, but I just want a little bit more open space. So I'm gonna go back to number 2. It's just my preference. Okay, everybody, this is campsite number 1. Now, I showed you 2 and 3, so I got to give number 1 some love too. It's another open site, but I just love number 2. It's a little further back. The woods kind of like covers it a little bit better, and it's just right up my alley. Okay, guys, as you can see, I was able to get my Toyota Camry backed into this little space all the way up to the table. So when I unload my car, I don't have to drag it very far at all. Now, before we get started with unloading the car, putting up the tent, there's a little trail that I want to show you guys. I think it leads out to a field. Let's check it out. Okay, everybody, here we go. I love this. This is a nice little trail through the pine trees. Kind of reminds me of going hunting. You get set up on your first stand, you had to walk out to it. Got to get a little bit of exercise going here before we get our night started, before we start eating some more food, hanging out. Oh, we're coming to a little bit of a clearing. Actually, this is a little field that I saw when I first pulled in here. These are actually 2 beehives. The host around here makes some honey, I believe. All right. Well, let's head back and we're going to get that tent going. I hope you enjoyed that exploration of the campsite and the surrounding area. Guys, before I go any further, I just want to say I thank God every day that I'm alive. Lately, I've had a couple of health scares. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that I started talking back in April of last year on how I needed to lose weight and how I wanted to start making a change. When I was in that video in April, I weighed 234 pounds. And as of today, 11 months later, I'm proud to say that I am down to 202 pounds. When I was a senior in high school, I weighed 188 pounds, but I was playing football, I was lifting weights. So I've had to make some serious changes. My entire life, I ate what I want, I drank what I want, and it took until now at the age of 44 for it to finally catch up with me. You know, when you get older, your body just can't process the food the same way. And when you're younger, you can do all sorts of crazy stuff. and just wake up the next day unscathed. But not when you're 44. My blood pressure got high and it finally came to a head. So I have been making major changes. I have scaled back my food intake a lot more. And I am trying to be healthier. I can't be perfect, but I am trying to do my best. So this is the spread. This is everything I brought on the camping trip. This is it. I'm keeping it simple. Every time that I come on a trip, I try to bring one thing less. So guys, no soda, no soda. Now, I brought a sweet tea just in case my sugar gets too low and I need something. But I've got Deer Park water. I've got orange Gatorade Zero. Now tonight might be a little bit on the cheat side, but guys, I've got some authentic Brunswick stew. Now, if you're a Southern boy, you know what's up. This stuff is good. Don't come in here with none of that Northern authentic Brunswick stew, because it's not. This is the real deal right here, okay? Now I'm gonna eat that with some crackers, but even I dialed that back, they're unsalted tops. Now I also got some peanut butter, because that can give you some energy if you don't want a whole meal and you just want to eat something real quick. Put that on a cracker too. I've got some raw mixed nuts, because I'm trying to stay away from the salt. I've got tuna. I've got some pineapple chunks, because this is a good fruit to eat. And for breakfast, I'm gonna have some instant oatmeal, apples, and cinnamon. Not too bad. But guys, if you are in your 20s or older, don't wait till you get my age to try to turn things around. You might not even know it's a problem until it's too late. Now, luckily, I'm just a trooper. My body probably has had high blood pressure for a while and I hung on. But if I don't continue with my new diet, I might not be here. And I've got a family, I've got a wife, children. I've got a legacy to lead, and it's not over with. So I thank the Lord. I thank my wife, who is very much trying to help me with all this. And I thank my kids, who keep me busy with thinking of things to do. With that being said, let's get the tent put up, and then we'll come back to the food not too long after that. In my last trip, where I did the snow gear test on the snow/ice, I told you guys we're going to test out the oldest tent that I own. This is an old pop-up tent that I have had for over 23 years. I don't currently own a 4-season tent or a extended or all-season tent yet. I don't think this technically qualifies as a 4-season tent, but it is definitely extended because it has very little mesh. It has some open zip window panels and a little bit of airflow in the top, but that's about it. Now tonight I brought my Mr. Buddy heater in case I think it gets too cold. The temperature is not going to be that low, but the wind is going to pick up, and that might make it feel colder than what it actually is. So I think I found the flattest part of this site. We're going to throw up a tarp on the ground, then we're going to put up this pop-up tent, stake it down, and then we're going to put on the fly for the tent. Let's get started. Okay, that took a little longer than I wanted it to. This thing is old. It just doesn't pop out in place. It wants to fold backwards. but I'm gonna get it staked down. All right, we got this bad boy up. We got a stake down. The tarp that I'm using is definitely too big for this thing. So we're gonna have to kind of like roll up the excess, especially back here. Just tuck it underneath the tent because when it starts raining, we don't want that to go underneath the tent. Well, y'all, if you can't tell, wind complicates things. Okay, everybody. Now, the first time I did a backyard camp out, I could not find the daggone poles for this top awning here. I was going through my attic not too long ago and I saw some poles and I'm like, that's gotta be it. So wish me luck. All right, I don't know if that was it or not, honestly. It actually seemed a little long, but it was a pole that I wasn't using, so I thought that had to do with this tent. Well, it did the job, and thank goodness we're done with that. Now let's guy out the sides. These are some old poles in here, they're all bent up. I wonder if I could make that go straight. There we go. This ground is so soft. I feel like it's going to shoot out of it, unfortunately. Okay, so now I got the sides guyed out, but this ground is so soft. You know, it's been raining lately. If it pops out the ground, that's gonna be a problem if it's raining. I might have to get up and tie it to a tree or something real quick. Okay, so we got our stuff in the tent now. Got our sleep system, everything inside. Got the propane tank out here. We're gonna assemble all that stuff later, put it together. But right now, let's sit down and get some food. Okay, everyone, I lied a little bit. I went ahead and set up the propane tank here to the Mr. Buddy heater. Now, that looks a little close, and it is, but if you remember last time I was telling you that I had to buy a shorter hose here because that's all they had, and the one that I was using kept failing. Oh! All right, guys. Why has it always got to be a party foul, man? If you saw earlier, I was scraping on this cup here, trying to get the stew out, and I poked a hole right through it with this daggone spoon. But you don't cry about spilled milk. It's done, and I think the stew is ready. Let's give it a shot. Man. Wow, this is some good stuff. We're not perfect yet. Give me 1 second. All right, now, a favorite of mine is crackers with the stew. Check this out. All right, look at that right there. Ah, that's gold. Guys, life is good. I'm not going to force you to watch me eat all this, so I'm going to enjoy this, and I'll bring you guys back a little bit later. Okay, friends, we are going to start the fire a little early. I wanted to wait till it got dark, but the wind is kind of like gusting through here and there, and I don't want to wait until it gets too windy, because then I'm going to be afraid it's going to blow embers somewhere. So we're just going to enjoy this one load of wood, and then we're going to put it out and chill out for the rest of the night. I want you to know something right now. You can't shame me for using this. Feels really good. Check it out. The lights came on in campsite 3 now. That's really nice. That's some nice ambiance to enjoy when you're camping, but we're going to go back to our campsite and tend to the fire. Guys, the night is quickly approaching. It is now 7:24 p.m. That wind, it's picking up. The logs have finally burned down and broken off enough to go down into my fire pit here. I put the top on and I'm hoping for it to die down. But if the wind gets too violent, I'm going to go ahead and put water in there and put the fire out. I'm going to enjoy this for a little bit longer. Then after that, we're going to go in that tent. We're going to set up our sleep system. And maybe we'll enjoy some Nintendo Switch games. Okay, everyone. The night is upon us. I am straight chilling in this tent. It feels pretty good right now. There's still some wind going on, but it's died down at the moment. I've set up my sleep system and brought everything in the tent. I'm good to go for the night. There's one more thing I forgot to tell you guys that I had earlier out there, and that's I brought some gala apples too. Apples are really good fruit to eat, you know, really healthy. What's that saying? Apple a day keeps the doctor away. Well, I'm going to test that theory out. You guys want to see my tent? See where I'm staying tonight? Let me give you a little tour. All right, so here's my bed. Right to my side, I have a zippable panel window there. Now I got my nice little memory foam pillow, my sleeping bag, which, by the way, that sleeping bag, that's even older than the tent. Right underneath here, look at that thickness. That is a Hest sleeping mattress, okay? This is the foamy wide version, I believe. Underneath that, I got my One Tigris Supra Nubris cot. Underneath, we have some storage, so I put some extra coats in case I get cold. I got a comforter right here. Brought my heating pad. Over here, I just have my little fan, my CO monitor, my Switch in that case right there. Got some food, a little table, some water, some Gatorade. Over here, I have the setup with the Mr. Buddy heater. I'm not sure if I'm going to turn it on or not just yet. If I don't really get that cold, I don't think there's any need to. All right, now, let's put that little table together and fire up the Switch. All right, everybody. I set up my table. I put it on my cot here. We're going to play a little Switch. Playing a little Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker. I'm going to get started with it, and I'll bring you guys back once I make some progress. Oh! Well, everybody, I'm having fun with this game. I'm only a couple levels in, but it's a puzzle game. You get to kind of twist around the whole map there and figure out which way to go, dodge enemies, run across platforms before they spin around, all to get the gold star at the end. It's a fun, cute little game, and I love collecting games for the old Nintendo Switch 1. Haven't gotten the Nintendo Switch 2 yet. Probably won't get that anytime soon. If you guys like video games, I've got a second channel. It's called Video Game Bits, and it's all about video games. I'll leave a link in the description. Well guys, it's past 10 o'clock, and these days I don't stay up that late anymore. I gotta get a good night's sleep for my health. So I'm gonna continue a little bit more with this, and then I'm getting some shut-eye. I promise I'll bring you back when the sun rises. Good morning, everybody. We made it through the night. It got a little bit cooler. The wind picked up some, but we held it down. I had my heating pad on, had my coat on, and I got some rest. Let's make some breakfast, get some energy going here from the food, and we'll pack up. Now, the rain did pick up a little bit last night. Everything's a little bit wet. I'm hoping this picnic table doesn't kind of soak through into my clothes, but I think I'm good. We're gonna make some coffee. I've got a little bit of pineapple chunks, and I've got some apples and cinnamon instant oatmeal. So that's gonna be it today. Keeping it simple. All right, everybody, we've got our coffee, oatmeal, pineapple chunks. This is a very simple breakfast, but you know, when you go camping, sometimes keeping it simple makes it enjoyable. Now, I'm not telling you don't go all out, make a huge breakfast, but there's a lot of cooking, there's a lot of cleaning, there's a lot to do when you make it as extravagant as that. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm still testing out what foods I can eat without spiking my blood pressure. Yesterday when I had that Brunswick stew, it was actually a mistake. I ate about half of it, and I wasn't feeling good, and I immediately stopped. It affected me for a little while. So this morning, I hope that what I have chosen here isn't too sweet. I might just have a little bit of it because I want to feel good and I want to be healthy. So, cheers. Whew, that's hot. Let's check out this oatmeal. It's thickening up finally a little bit here. Sometimes when you put that water in it, it doesn't look like it's going to thicken up, but it does. All right. Tastes pretty sweet, so I maybe should be careful with how much I eat of it. And the pineapple chunks. That's good. I don't know about you guys, but I actually have a little bit of a food allergy to pineapples. Sometimes my tongue kind of gets a little swollen, stomach hurts after I eat it. But this is one of the fruits that is good for me to eat with my diet. And so I told my wife I'm going to have to build an immunity so I can eat this stuff. But I'm going to enjoy this, and I'm going to bring you guys back afterwards. Okay, y'all, I just finished eating that oatmeal, pineapple, and drinking a lot of this coffee, and I'm feeling good. Not feeling weird or anything like last night, and that makes me very happy. I just want to say, you know, it is incredible when you get humbled in life. You think you're invincible when you're younger. You can eat what you want, drink what you want, barely sleep. Wake up a brand new man, like nothing ever happened. But you start realizing once you're about 29 that you can't quite do that anymore. And once you get 35 to 37, then you really start feeling your mortality. And once you get close to your mid 40s, you know you cannot mess around. The problem is you're just doing something for so long and you don't know you're making a mistake. It's kind of like you're a fish in water. The fish doesn't know that he's wet. You're surrounded by all the crazy problems in your life, but it's so hyper normalized that you just keep rolling with the punches. But then here comes the undefeated champion, time. All that stuff that you did has culminated in a knockout punch at some point. Who knows what age that'll be, but for me, it's really hitting hard right now. I've got a lot to live for. I hope that I have as much time left as I have already lived now, but I've got to make a lot of changes today. I've already started, but I got to be consistent. I'm married, I have a wife, I have 3 kids. People depend on me. They depend on me to provide for them. They need me there to feel a sense of comfort and guidance. And I don't want to steal that from them. I can't be selfish. I have to love myself. That means I have to take care of myself. Because if you don't take care of yourself first, you're no good to anybody else. I've been worried, concerned about myself in the past month. And I'm trying to make all the effort I can to change the things that are deteriorating my health. You can't just float through life. You have to have a plan. You have to have a plan just as an adult, definitely as a married man, and absolutely as a father. You got to be there for the people you love. Every day God gives you is a gift. You have to use it to its fullest potential. Do not waste it. Pay attention. Be aware. Live in that moment. Don't just float by. Life is beautiful. Family is wonderful. And freedom is paramount. All right, everybody, you've made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much. If you like what you've seen, please like and subscribe to my channel. I love doing these videos for you guys once a month, getting some much needed me time. I also want to thank my host for letting me film here. Again, you can check out this campsite on HipCamp. It's called Meadows Primitive Campground. Now, having said that, guys, make sure you always have a plan. Love yourself, love your family. Life is for the living, so get out there and do it up. I just want to say one more time, guys, thank you for your time. Second only to life is time itself. And time is undefeated. You can't beat it. Keep the faith, keep an open mind, and never be afraid to be a dissenter in a world full of opposition.